Good morning, all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay. I'm trying to wait for a few more seconds because my system asks me to admit those in the waiting room. I didn't think it would do this way. So bear with me for another 45 seconds or a minute. Okay, I think we can start now. Please someone give me a sign that you're hearing me well. Thank you. Okay, so I welcome each one of you to this meeting about curriculum. In particular, we're going to discuss today about our transition from the ECD course and program management system to our new system, eLumen. Before I proceed to the presentation, I would like you all to sign into the chat. If you want to get flex credit for today's attendance and participation, you'll need to write your names, your official name under chat. Having said this, I'm happy to see all of you. I also see many of our curriculum committee members. Welcome. I will keep this presentation as simple as possible, as well as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions during my presentation, you can chime in. But if I find that we're spending more time on one question, then I will stop the discussion and let you ask more questions by the end of the session. So we'll have ample time for questions and answers. Now, let me go to my screen. I'll share my screen with you. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this is the outline of my presentation. We'll start with describing some of our, or rather, the ECD system that was the course management system that took us all the way to the present time. We'll see what we can do and what we couldn't do with ECD. And then we'll see eLumen, its features, what we have been doing so far in terms of preparing ourselves to its launch very soon. And then we'll see some of what curriculum committee will be doing in terms of accepting the addendum forms. And then I will describe in brief what the curriculum committee is going to do during the fall 2020. And then finally, I'll show you the curriculum calendar so that you can prepare yourself for what kind of curriculum you can submit, those admissible. I'll show you later what you can submit to curriculum and what you cannot during the fall semester. And finally, we'll have ample time for Q&A. Okay. All right. So let's start with the transitioning from ECD to eLumen. I will first describe our soon-to-be legacy system, which is the ECD. Now, the ECD system, it was very easy to use, user-friendly, but it had many drawbacks. Yes, we were able to create, edit, reinstate, and archive courses, but this was only for credit courses. Non-credit courses were not supported by the ECD system, nor was it able to accept programs, that is, degrees and certificates. It had limited functions such as searching for courses from anywhere in our district, creating reports such as which ECDs are in process, our ECD completion report, if there are any discrepancies between ours and needs, and so on and so forth. So it had some use, but to be honest, the ECD system, especially during the last 3-4 years, it was like dead for us. Especially West was impacted highly by the way the ECD was functioning. Then CurricuNet, some of you might have heard about this, but this was the curriculum system, management system that the district was trying to introduce before eLumen. But CurricuNet came and went after 3 years. The implementation was too slow and it didn't meet most of our requirements. So last year, about a year ago, the district gave a contract to eLumen. Some of the important features of eLumen are using this curriculum management system, you'll be able to create, edit, reinstate, and archive credit as well as non-credit course outlines. You can also submit credit and non-credit degrees and certificates, which we couldn't do using ECD. More, the SLOs, we can now do assessments in the system itself. And then finally, using the eLumen system, we're able to create college catalog and many other reports. So eLumen has many important features that any faculty and any college might want to have. So what did we do? Let me see. Okay, so what kind of preparation did we do to reach into this stage, at least from our college's point of view? So beginning November up until April 2020, we have been doing a lot of work. For example, there were many courses that were idle. Okay, bear with me until I make sure that this is okay. So there were many courses that were not offered during the past 2 to 3 years. So we asked faculty to either update them or archive them because we wanted to clean our ECD system. So before we could migrate the course outlines from ECD to eLumen, we wanted to have a clean ECD system. So based on this, there were 158 courses that were updated during this time, and about 58 courses were archived. Um, there were also directives that came from the State Chancellor's Office where we were required to include information on out-of-class hours. So we had to do this because the State Chancellor's Office said we'll be out of compliance if we don't do this by, this was January 2020. So we had to include information about outside of class hours. These are like assignments, homeworks that are integrated to each unit of class. So we worked on 565 course outlines of records. So we are also good with outside of class hours. And finally, our college and career preparation division faculty were able to enter all the data elements in the course outline of record in ECD so that when migration happens from ECD to eLumen, migration will not only happen to credit courses but also to credit and non-credit courses. So this is what we have done during November to April 2020. Now, migration and testing phase. It was expected, as per the original announcements, that migration would happen in May, but there were many reasons for the delay. Um, so migration happened in July. So all active courses have been migrated from ECD to eLumen. But one thing that could not be migrated was all the attachments, like DE attachments or addendas, TBA, course change, and others. eLumen has said we have to pay separately for this addenda to be attached to our course outlines of records. So we are paying for the migration of 2,619. I had to go one addenda by addenda to see if it is worth migrating that addenda. So the latest D addendas, the latest 2BS, the latest course change forms, etc., have been submitted to eLumen for attachment, and eLumen is now in the process of attaching this to our course outline of records. Now, during this period, July, August, curriculum chairs from all 9 colleges, including from the district, the EPI, have been participating in testing the system, testing for whether the rules are working in the system or not. So we are now left with one more final test, after which I think it will be considered as working, and therefore they can start the next steps of training validators, curriculum committee members, and faculty. And this is scheduled to start in early September. We hope they will start in early September. So based on what has been done so far, the district anticipates that eLumen will launch in October 2020. But this is only for courses. So we would be able to work on courses beginning October if it launches in October. You might have questions on what is to be validated and who are the validators. I think I'm not following if there are any participants who have questions. Do you have any questions? Because I don't hear anything from participants. Um, I know everybody's mics are off, but do you have any questions?
Doesn't look
I'm
like
not hearing
in the
anything.
chat yet, Baraki. So I
I
think you're.
see Jennifer speaking, but I don't hear.
Can you hear me?
Okay, let me stop sharing and see if there are any in the chat.
Can you hear us, Brocky? No, huh? I don't think Brocky can hear us.
Okay.
Jennifer, I see you talking, but can you write something in the chat because I'm not hearing anything from participants.
Yeah, what Stephanie said.
So Mary Jo, what do I do?
Um, I don't know. I would say leave and come
Okay,
back, but you're
but
hosting this. Oh, you can't hear me.
how did I mute everybody? Okay, check your computer.
Can
Okay,
you,
my
can you hear us now?
yes.
There.
The magic.
Stephanie's very smart. I was just saying that I didn't see any questions come in the chat, so I think you're good.
Okay, thank you. All right. So Jennifer or anybody else, if you have questions or if you want to let me know, just chime.
I'm sorry, excuse me. This is Marcus Butler. I do have a question. In one of your first slides, you mentioned about eLumen being able to support SLOs, and then Mary Jo's here as well. Do you know if this is going to eliminate track data, or I think I call it track data or track data? pardon my either correct pronunciation or mispronunciation. But will it eliminate that system?
So Mary Jo or Anthony, they are both here. Go ahead.
Sure. So I'll start. eLumen is going to do a couple of things for the SLO side. Instead of having to upload a separate SLO addendum, those fields will be integrated into the COR. So we no longer have the SLO addendum when we move over to eLumen for the curriculum piece. We also will eventually move our assessment piece from TrackDat to eLumen, but we are planning to not do that until fall 21. So for this academic year, we still have TrackDat. We're still supporting that. We want to finish out our current cycle in TrackDat. So we're going to start with the curriculum piece of eLumen and then move over the assessment piece to eLumen next academic year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Marks, for the question and Mary Jo for your answer. So I'll start to share my screen again. Okay. So I said earlier that once course outlines are migrated from ECD to eLumen, we want to check if everything that was in ECD has correctly migrated into eLumen. Plus, there will be some more work, especially for West, because our ECD was not working in many cases, particularly many of the drop-down menus were not working perfectly, and we are highly impacted by that. There are a number of items that are kept as notes in the ECD that will not migrate to eLumen, but we will have to enter them manually. So what validation means is we will have to confirm whether migrate data is correct and that there are no coding mismatches, no missing data. If there are errors, we have to make the corrections and enter data as well. So all this will be under validation. So this will be the first process. Before eLumen can launch, we must make sure that everything that was in ECD has correctly transferred into eLumen. what validation means is not limited to what I said earlier. So details of what validators will do will be given in detail during the training sessions that are planned in early September. It is not yet clear who will do validation. Will it be discipline faculty, classified staff, others? Because this involves certain funds that the college has to pay for those who will do this job, the college administration has to decide on who does this job.
Hi, Baraki. This
Yes.
is Anna. This is Anna Chang. So I remember I sent you a list of our for our division, our full-time faculty. They are willing to take care of their own courses. So that way, the validation, they will check everything correct, including addendum, right? Some addendum we need to manually update, upload to the system. So that way, we will receive the training, right? The faculty who is going to involve validation will receive the training how to validate, how to correct the data in the new system.
That's right, Anna.
Okay.
I think we sent out email asking division chairs to send me names of at least two members of their division who would be either overseeing the validation process or who will participate in the actual validation. So I have sent the names of all those I received to district, and as soon as they schedule the first validation training, they'll contact all those names that have been sent.
And then we can always add, can we add, if we have more faculty members who are willing to validate their own courses, can I give you more list or?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the more people we get, the sooner this validation process will go. So
Okay.
You're welcome, and everybody else, if you have names to submit, you can send them to me, and after consulting with district, whether they will accept more names right now or at a later date, I'll let you know.
Yeah, because I think a faculty is the best person to validate their own courses, right? Because otherwise we don't know if the migration of someone else really correct the data which we're supposed to have. Thank you.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Anna, for your comments. And we'll discuss about this in our curriculum committee as well during our first meeting, which will be on September 2nd. I didn't mention this in any of the emails before to our curriculum committee, but I will send an email this evening. Okay, so I have some concerns. We are entering a new realm. We have not tested eLumen yet. So I'm afraid that during validation, whether we'll find everything that migrated has migrated accurately or not, which would then mean that if we find errors, this will require more work and more time. We are already behind schedule by at least 2 months. Now, the date I said earlier, October 2020, as the launch date for eLumen, could be jeopardized if we find something wrong during the validation process. The second thing is, if everything goes smoothly for the courses, the programs can be implemented only after making sure that courses have been implemented perfectly. So again, the timeline for degree certificates may be uncertain. I'm trying to say these concerns because Although I'm expecting everything to run as planned, but it is always best to have um, an understanding of what might go wrong. That's why I'm saying these concerns right now. Any questions so far?
I'm sorry, for Baraki. So for degree and certificate, I would like to know who is responsible now for updating the catalog, because I have a counselors told me that the catalog has not been updated because we have new certificate, new degree, not on the catalog. So can you tell me who is updating the catalog? So because we need to correct some information on the catalog.
You will need to contact the uh, Dean of Curriculum. This will be Carmen Dons. So your first point of contact will be Carmen Dons.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Any further questions at this point?
Hey, Baraki. I was wondering, because it's almost September, what's the consideration for paying the validators, and is it possible that given budget issues that won't happen?
Yes, I think we raised this issue with Ara as well as Carmen. Yeah, I mean, we would understand the situation we are in. So, let alone paying for people who would be validating eLumen, we're even not having enough money to run our our course offerings. So we really are short in funds. So the administration has clearly told us that they don't have money, and we understand that. So as much as possible, I think, because this is for the benefit of our students, if we can start eLumen as soon as we can, we will work hard to create new courses or update courses so that we can teach what we want to teach to our students. So probably faculty should come forth so that they can do as much as possible in the validation process. But we will have to discuss this. We have to look into viewpoints from different angles. So we'll further discuss this in our curriculum committee, which I hope you will participate, and see what we can do in the event that our college cannot and is not ready to pay validators.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let me move on to the next topic. This is the DE Addendum Form. Well, everybody is aware that we are now, or most of the courses are now offered in a distance education format or remote format. And during spring, summer, and this fall, many courses that used to be offered on campus that are now being taught remotely, they do not have the DE addendum attached to their course outlines. And Title V, as well as the ACC JC, require that there is a DE addendum attached to the core for any course to be taught either hybrid or online. So because of the emergency situation, the State Chancellor's Office waived this temporarily, but asked colleges to submit a DE addendum by December 30th. So, although as we'll see in the next slide, we're not going to accept courses, new or updates, until eLumen is up and running, we will have to make exceptions. The district has also expressed interest in doing this, that we will accept the addenda form for those courses which are being taught without the addendum attached to their course. Our college has identified anywhere between 300 and 350 courses that need DE forms. Curriculum committee sent out the forms before July and invited faculty members, those who can do during the summertime, to fill out those forms and submit for review by the curriculum committee. So up until now, we have about 26 submitted. They will be reviewed by curriculum committee on September 2nd. Now, all faculty members who are teaching remote need to fill this out, latest by November 23rd. I'll show you the curriculum schedule in my next slide. So the last day to submit DE addenda forms for those who are teaching remotely will be November 23rd. And in addition to the form, I have also sent a filled out DE form, a sample, so that, I sent this to the division chairs so that they could distribute this to all faculty who need to fill out this form. So I feel it is simple to fill this out, given that there is now a sample. But if you still need help, make sure that you contact your division's rep to the curriculum committee, or you can also contact me so I could help. So the addenda form, this is a very important issue. If we don't submit latest by December 30th and approve the addenda, we will be out of compliance, and this is not good for our college and for our courses. Any questions on the D addenda form before I proceed to the next one?
I have a quick question, Baraki. I'm always confused by this, and I shouldn't be at this point, but I am. Who is the final word on the DE form? Is it the DE committee or is it the curriculum committee? In other words, who looks at it and says, yes, this is good, or no, this is bad?
Okay, this is a good question. The D committee is a very important committee in our college. It actually gives trainings in anything related to distance education. So they are familiar with the D addendum form. Actually, I should say, this new D addenda form, which was approved by the District Academic Senate, was mainly a contribution from our college DE committee, as well as other district colleges. And most of its contents are actually from what the DE committee has submitted to our curriculum committee and got approved. So most of its contents are similar to what we used to have. And that was actually created with the active participation of the DE committee. So yes, the final say, the final word is the curriculum committee, but they are highly knowledgeable and they know the stuff because this is their specialty. So they would be very instrumental in helping us when we approve the addenda form. We have Diana Gosset actually in our curriculum committee. I expect her to be actively looking into our DE addenda forms. Therefore, it will be a work that we do jointly. The DE committee has done its job of creating or helping craft the form. They are knowledgeable about what needs to be included in the form. And when I send out the sample answers, I hope Diana has also seen that email, because I emailed to everybody for comments. Therefore, I don't see any problem in the wording or how to answer the questions. So we will do it in our curriculum committee. We will be the committee that has the final word, but any constructive comments that come from the committee is also welcome. I think Anthony Como is here participating, and Diana are here. They are active members here, therefore they should be able to say some more comments if they want to share their opinion.
And they're signing off though, right? They're part of the chain.
The DE addenda forms, because they are now a final document, not only in our college but district-wide, they will be part of our committee. Diana is part of our committee, so she will be actively participating in
Gotcha.
the review process of the addenda forms.
Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank you.
Brocky, I would like to say that I am absolutely willing to be a resource to anyone, but it was decided at Academic Senate that the ultimate review of the DE addendas will fall on curriculum. So I won't be reviewing all of them. I don't think we have anyone signing off from the DE committee. That is just going to roll over into the curriculum committee. That was what was decided at Academic Senate last year.
Yeah. Thank you, Diana, for coming forth to help. And yeah, as an active member of our curriculum committee, not as a separate entity, but as our member, you'll be able to make sure that the DE addenda that we and faculty submit, they are in the right track and that they are answering the questions correctly.
Great, thank you. I just remember there was a period where it would go out to the DE committee and then come back to us. And so I was just wondering if that was still in effect, but it sounds like that's not the case. And that in fact, we do have Deanna and Anthony who will be in curriculum committee, so we don't have to go out and then back in.
Correct.
Got it, thank you.
Right, but we won't be reviewing all of the DE addenda. That's not our role to review them all. We will be doing our portion as everyone else in the curriculum committee. I want to make that clear.
That is perfectly correct. Okay.
But this will be like it's always been, where when you are assigned to a certain component of curriculum, that is your job as curriculum committee member to review everything that comes by that is in that section, that is in that component of curriculum.
That's true.
Absolutely. However, everyone else is doing it is how we would participate as curriculum members. There will not just be anything on top of that, is what I'm saying.
That's correct. And I mean, just a final word is, those of you who are also in the DE committee, your input is very important. So if there is something that is done somehow not correctly, you'll just say in one sentence at one time, oh, this is what we should do and this is how faculty should do. And that's it. And everybody else will pick it up.
Absolutely. We are definitely here to be a resource, Rocky.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so
I actually have a question, Brocky. It's a separate question if we're done talking about this topic.
all right, so if it's a question on the DE addenda, go ahead. Otherwise, let me finish the next one and then we'll have time.
It is on the addenda. It's just not on this exact conversation.
Go ahead.
Can we get a list of the however many 350 courses that are in this liminal space of being taught remotely but not actually having formal DE approval, so that we can make sure that we can go back to our divisions and get ahead of any courses that, are in that space?
That's a good question, very important. Um, I try to get the list from our CIO, Ara. At that time, probably because everything was a little bit running short of time, they could only tell me, well, we have only 350 courses. We're going to send this to the chancellor's office. So they didn't give me the list. Now, your division chair should know
Okay.
what courses your division needs to have the addendum form. So in short, I don't have the list. I didn't get it, but I asked for it. Those of you who could remember my email to Ara, I clearly said, what are those courses? Give me the list, but they were not given to me. Therefore, we have to ask our respective division chairs which courses need the addenda form, and that we need to contact those faculty members who should do the form.
Okay.
Hi,
Thanks.
excuse me. Hi, Baraki. I'm division chair, but I don't remember. Oh, I don't think I have received the list. What I did is I went to every course in ECD and just make sure we have addendum there. So when you say division chair should have a list, who should I contact if I want to double check the list?
Okay, so now that we have a division chair amongst that, you should ask your dean then,
But my
or
okay,
or
my
or,
dean.
or Ara, because I'm expecting that Ara should have gotten the list either from your dean, or division chairs must have submitted it to their deans. So in that case, this
That's why I say maybe, yeah, that's what I remember is we have to go through AV course ECD, the one currently we offer, and to make sure we have ECD, we have addendum attached. That's what, but I don't remember I got a list, yeah, for the.
Okay. So I'm not saying that division chairs have the list, but they have, or they could have, the list from their division that they sent to either their dean or to ARA. So if you don't have a list, then you will have to ask either your dean or the CIO. But I will write an email to division chairs, excuse me, asking them to make sure that those courses in their division, which are being taught remotely but don't have the addenda, they must ask their faculty to fill out this form. So I will write a reminder to division chairs on this aspect. Okay. All right, next, what will be the activities curriculum committee will do this fall? We're going to process 300 to 350 D addenda. So this is going to be a lot of work, and I think this is more than what the curriculum committee could do in one semester, but because this is an emergency situation, we have to do this during the coming 3-4 months. Curriculum committee members will participate in eLumen validation. I'm expecting that they will be the lead in the validation process for their divisions. So while all the major work of validating will be done by some other faculty or staff or anybody who's going to do it, because they are knowledgeable about their division's courses and because they are also knowledgeable about the ECD, they will be able to help overlook how the validation is going. Curriculum committee members will be trained during fall on eLumen, and once they are trained, although faculty will be trained separately, they will help either train or do some of the work in the filling out of some aspects or sections of the eLumen with the faculty, because faculty might find it difficult to understand some of the new terms. There will be many new terms that we will learn in eLumen that never existed in ECD. Therefore, curriculum committee members will be key in either training or helping out faculty members when they fill out eLumen for course updates or new creation of courses. And finally, curriculum committee will not accept course or programs, whether new or updates, until eLumen officially launches. But there will be always exceptions, and these are subject to curriculum committee's approval. Not only our own approval, but district must also agree, because if district does not approve what we send them, then it doesn't have any meaning. Therefore, there will be some exceptions. It could be a course update or a program update. And these exceptions are very clear. This must be courses or programs that need to be updated. There is no issue of accepting new course or new programs, but updates, because this will be required for compliance to state or other relevant institutions, for example, the Accreditation Commission. So if a course or a program runs into a problem because it is not in compliance and that it must be done during this period, that is fall 2020, then faculty or divisions can write an email to the curriculum chair, ask why they want to do this, and then this will be first discussed at the curriculum committee meeting. Or if this is very urgent, we can discuss this in a special meeting that we can do before the actual meeting. So this will be really an exception, and this is only in reference to course or program updates, nothing more. But I am hoping that if eLumen goes live in October, then we'll start accepting any courses, especially courses. I'm not sure what will we do with programs, because programs will not be supported by eLumen right away. So especially for courses, new or updates, we'll announce as soon as we know eLumen is up and running. After the announcement, we'll also start to accept as soon as we can in terms of new or updated courses. So these are the lineup of activities that the curriculum committee will do during fall 2020. Any questions here? Or maybe let me finish, because I'm, I think, left with only one slide. And this is the curriculum calendar for fall. As it looks now, these are the 4 curriculum submission deadlines. August 28th, it means today. I have sent out emails, not of the deadline, but anybody who would like to work on the DA addenda during the summer, they submit it and we'll review it in early September. So for our curriculum meeting on September 2nd, today will be the deadline to submit any DA addenda. But after this time, the next submission deadlines will be September 28th for a curriculum committee meeting of October 7, October 26th for our meeting in on November 4, and the last date to submit curricula, especially the addenda, would be November 23rd, and curriculum will meet to review this on December 2nd. I would urge faculty members who are teaching remotely to make sure that their D addenda form is submitted to the curriculum committee during September, October, latest November 23rd. And those curriculum committee members in attendance today, please make sure that you pass on this information to your division. Although I intend to write an email as well this afternoon to all division chairs about this. So with this, I think I've concluded my presentation. Now we have time. Let me see. Yeah, there is a lot of time, about half an hour or 25 minutes. We can, you can ask questions, you can comment, anything you would like to do, please go ahead and ask those questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Anna?
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Baraki, I have a question about course adaptation. In other words, how will eLumen support the ability to, you know, I think, again, I'm not correct, I'm not sure of the exact terminology, but a new course was created prior to the shutdown of EDC at, maybe it was Pierce College, that we wanted to adapt here at West LA for the computer science division. So, well, is that capability supported in eLumen, the ability to adapt the course, and I guess officially speaking that would be considered a new course. So I don't know when we'll be able to do that, but I'm just curious about, will we be able to do that?
Okay, thank you, Marcus, for the question. This was actually what we tested 2 days ago. eLumen actually has very many features, like the one you said. Well, we were able also to do this in a limited capacity in ECD before, but eLumen does it in a different way, very, very simple. It has two features. It's called Adapt. When you take a template from another college and edit it and submit it as a new course in your college. Or the second one is called Adopt. To adopt means to take it as is, a course that was or is being taught in one of the other 8 colleges, and teach it in your campus without modifying it. So yes, these features are very well supported by eLumen.
Now,
But you can do this only after eLumen is launched.
okay, so is Adopt, is that is from a procedural standpoint, can that be implemented quicker? I mean, the adoption option, those two options. You know, we're just interested in the quickest, shortest possible way of being able to offer that course to our students as soon as possible. So is adopting different than adapting?
Yes, there is a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
If you are adopting and just copying and using it in your college, it will not go through the 10-day period where other colleges must look at it and comment, object to your course. No, it will directly go to the Board of Trustees. So it is the quickest. But to adapt means similar to what we have been doing previously. Take a template from another college, make changes. Now, here is the key thing. What kind of change do you want to do? Is it simply the course objectives, catalog, description? Those simple things that are not district-wide, then this is the same as adoption. You're not changing anything. These are simply college items. But if you adapt and change district-wide attributes, then this will go through the vetting process. It will be a little bit slower, maybe by 3-4 weeks, no more. So the easiest thing would be to adopt, test it one semester in our college. If you want to change it, then you can update it at a later time.
Okay, hypothetically, just say that we adopt, I feel strongly that for this particular course, adoption will be an option because it's under our Cisco Academy, and all Cisco Academies, regardless of where they are same curriculum, same requirements. So hypothetically, let's say we adopt in October, say eLumen is available, we adopt this course in October. When conceivably could we be able to offer that course to our students?
Okay, so without mentioning the month October, because I'm not quite sure, if it's an adopt, then it should be very fast, and the timeline I see is about 2 months. So the main thing is, did I say 2 months? I should say 3 months, because the Board of Trustees meet only once a month, and we have to submit it at least 2 months before. In some case, if it is going directly to them, like in Adopt, it may take only 1 month. So 1 month to be approved by the Board of Trustees after our Senate approves it, and then another month maximum to be recorded in the State Chancellor's office. So I would say after its approval from our college, you'll expect 2 months.
Okay, let me just make my hypothetical situation even more precise, and then I will thank you very much for indulging me. Assuming everything goes fine in October, we adopt the course in October, do you think we'd be able to offer the course for the spring semester? That's really the essence of my question.
In ideal case, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I understand it. You know, this is hypothetical in the sense that assuming everything goes well, but that's good to know. And thank you very much.
But just one point. I'm not sure if the transferability issue will take more time or less. Either anybody who can speak to how the transfer to UC or the CSUs function here, at least at this moment, for new courses.
Yeah. Well, this course, we're not concerned with transferability, but that is a relevant question for courses in general, but not a factor for us.
Okay, then it's very easy in your case. Take 2, maximum 3 months. That's it. And an October approval by curriculum means you definitely can offer it in the spring. Anybody speaking?
Okay. Hi, Baraki. So this is Anna. Do you think we have time go over that the addendum you sent us in July, but do you think we can go over so we know what's to fill and we won't make a mistake?
Oh, do you want to go over the
go over real quick for the addendum you sent us? Yeah, I think in July. So we didn't get chance in the committee to go over.
Okay, so you have specific questions on the on any one of those parts?
Or
did you read the sample answers?
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So I can check it.
Okay, because those questions that need written answers are few. I think 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are very simple, and if you follow my examples, sample I sent, you can easily adapt it and modify
Okay.
it somehow to meet your course's features.
Right. So this is different from the one is already there, right? The addendum already attached in the ECD. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. But I believe, I think my division, we already have it. We have addendum in ECD already, but I'm going to double check it. That's why I want to make sure we don't miss any course.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hey, Baraki, I had to step away for a second, and I just wanted to clarify. I just wanted to understand. So the DE deadline for this upcoming meeting is today, right? Or is it?
Yes, if you can
Okay.
send it today, it will be okay.
Okay.
So make sure that you send it today, and I'll put it in the agenda. But I want to send the agenda um, tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Therefore, it will be very important to send it today.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And one other question. And I think you said this. I'm sorry, I just didn't quite compute. So if you want to submit a new program, we do have to wait until eLumen is up, correct?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rocky, can you send an email with all of the curriculum dates for this semester?
Do you want me to show you right here, or you want me to send them?
If
By
you
email?
could email them. Yeah, by email.
Yeah,
And then,
they will be sent along with my announcement on the agenda for September 2nd. So you'll find it in my email.
okay, so there was also a question in the chat about the role that Anna Figueroa and I have in the distance learning. And I guess there was some confusion where people thought maybe we were supposed to support faculty with the DE addendas. And so I wanted to clarify for everyone else who wasn't privy to the chat, because I wasn't really checking in on the chat as well. But Anna and I are supporting the distance learning staff in helping instructors with their classes in Canvas, their Zoom, their technological needs. And it specifically excludes the DE addenda. So I wanted to make sure that everyone understood that we are supporting the distance learning team, but it is in a different role. There was some confusion there.
Yeah, that was my understanding, and I think you clearly said earlier, and you're repeating it, so everybody should understand that Diana is a member of our curriculum committee. She will work within the premises of the committee. She will not do separate validations of our DE forms unless she's working in that aspect alongside with others. She's not going to do any specific work separately from the committee.
Thank you.
It sounds like what she's saying to me is that if a faculty member goes to the DE committee and asks for help with their DE addendum, that the DE committee is going to say, no, we don't help you with that. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't think so, but they don't want everybody to go to them for either verification or for help with filling out the forms. The division representatives should help any faculty in their division with filling out the form. But Diana should help her division's faculty. But as a member of the committee, she will also work hard and give us the insight from the distance education aspect of it. So she's not going to, or the committee is not going to accept everybody who wants to fill out the DE form. I think it is the responsibility of curriculum committee members to do this for their respective division faculty.
Thank you, Baraki.
Good morning, Baraki. This is Elena. I just wanted to ask if we are going to have a preview of eLumen during this session, or was it just to talk about the actual transition?
Oh, no, this one was simply informational meeting on where we are in eLumen, actual training should come latest by mid-September. So I think it was Bernice who said, "Oh, your meeting is interactive, so do I need a prior knowledge of eLumen and others?" And I said, "Oh, by interactive, I meant to say that you can ask questions, you can interrupt me during the meeting. It's not going to be a lecture. It will be such an interactive Q&A mingled with my presentation." So no, there was no eLumen aspect of it here in terms of really going into the system. Training will come most likely during the second week of September.
And then one last thing, this is Elena again. So when divisions are filling out their DE forms and they have questions, in the email that you will be sending out, will you be answering who to contact for questions?
Well, I assume the sample that I sent out will help a lot in terms of how to answer the questions. I don't see any difficulty filling out the form. Maybe I'll ask Jennifer to highlight us on this because she filled out that form for her course. So was it difficult? Can you give us your insights into how difficult it was to fill out the form, given there were some sample answers?
Hi, sure. I didn't find it to be particularly challenging to fill it out. Baraki gave kind of a clear explanations as to the ways that his answers to the questions could be kind of examples for you to follow, but not meant to be copied verbatim. Obviously, you would want to adapt it for the specific setting that you're in. So for example, I have classes that are lab classes versus lecture classes. And so there's a little bit of a difference between how I might assess or the type of instructional methods. But I think that, so for example, I am the representative for science, and science was able to submit some DE forms, completed DE forms already this summer. So I think that, I mean, I don't want to speak for other representatives, but I suspect that the representatives for the different, you know, as part of your committee membership, if you feel like you don't know how to best advise the faculty that are in your division, that maybe reach out to Baraki to get some points of clarification. That way you can serve as a resource to the faculty who are in your division. But I did answer a couple of questions from faculty in my division, but they were very minor. And I think that if you have a general familiarity with the CORs that exist in our district, that it should be pretty straightforward. But I suspect that Baraki could help support the committee members so that they can best support the faculty in their divisions.
Quick question. Do we submit a Word version or PDF version for the addendum?
No, you fill out the Word version because it's a fillable form.
Okay, so you use, okay.
Yeah.
So
And
we don't have to convert to PDF. Yeah, we just use
no.
Word. Good.
Just the Word. And Elena, I think Jennifer has answered your question clearly. So
Yes, thank you.
you being a rep for your division, you'll be expected to explain to your faculty in the division. But if you have questions, then feel free to contact me and I'll be able
Okay,
to.
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I felt like the biggest change, the thing I had the biggest question about, and initially my division chair sent me not the sample. I didn't see the sample initially. And so my big question was, do we have to go objective by objective? and deal with each one. And that's not the case now, it appears. But that was my big thing, because that was sort of a feature of prior forms.
That's right, Laura. Yeah, and I think the beauty of this form is we're not required like we used to have before for up to 12 objectives. This time, you have to give examples for as many variable modes of presentation and strategies without having to spell out which objectives will be addressed by this strategy. So you just generally say the various aspects of your strategies to meet those SLOs or those objectives. Okay. Anyone else? We have 2 more minutes. I would like to remind you that before you leave this session, make sure you write your names under chat so that you get the flex credit that you deserve. So make sure you write your name if you didn't do.
Rocky, this is Anthony. I just wanted to say thank you so much. This was so clear and easy to follow, so really appreciate it. Thank you. Very helpful.
I have a follow-up question about the eLumen training.
Yes.
So it's kind of up in the air, what I was, right? Do you have any sort of like probabilistic understanding of when it might happen? Like, what do you think if you had to say?
Okay, off the record?
Yeah. Well, you might want to stop recording if you want to go off the record.
No, it's okay. So I'm expecting that we will have a test session next week on Wednesday. After that, probably they will send out to validators when the training for validators will be. So most likely, beginning the second week of September, there should be training for validators. And most of us, especially curriculum committee members, will be part of this validation process, so we'll be trained. But the training might not be exactly on all aspects of eLumen, but on what to validate, on what to look for, how to make corrections, or how to report any missing items, and so on and so forth. So it will be in mid September, and it will be a short training, I guess. And by the third week of September, again, my guess, there should be training of either curriculum chairs or curriculum chairs and members. But I'll keep you updated on the schedule as I get them from district.
Cool, thanks.
Okay. All right, then I think we are approaching 12 o'clock, the deadline for today's meeting. Thank you all for participating. And again, to reiterate, make sure that you write your names under chat so that you get the flex credit. So thank you all for coming, for joining me, for your contributions and discussions today. And a good
Thank you.
fall.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Baraki, can you hear me?
Yes, Yervan. Yes.
Baraki, you mentioned something at the end of the presentation about, you said eLumen will not support programs. Can you clarify on that one, please? I didn't get it.
Okay. So what eLumen did was, in order to start faculty using eLumen, they started to upload only courses.
I see.
So in October, if everything goes smooth, it will be only for courses. You cannot create or update any of your degrees or certificates.
Oh, I see.
That's what I meant by programs will not be supported at the beginning.
You mean the new ones, right? But the old ones?
Anything.
Anything. I see. Oh.
And because I'm fearful that things might not go as smooth as we want them. What will happen if degrees and certificates will not be uh, running in eLumen until the end of the semester? What will faculty do if they want to update their programs? So this will be discussed in our curriculum chairs meeting in about 2 weeks' time. Yeah, in about 2 weeks' time. And then we'll clarify what to do with programs because we are only talking about courses this time.
Yeah, let's see, it's a cohort program, and the cohort has many courses, many classes in it. I mean, and once they're done, they have to receive certification and degrees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My expectation is as soon as they verify courses will smoothly go through the system, then it will be easier for programs also to be integrated in the system.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank
Baraki,
you.
can I sneak something in then?
Yes, sir.
If we want to adopt a course, then we can do it still, start the process during this transition period?
No, you don't have the management system to do this work.
So we
ECD is frozen
Yeah,
and
we-
eLumen is not up yet.
Okay, so we can't get the paperwork started to process that. Okay, that's fine. Okay,
Lorenzo, are you planning a new course or a new degree or certificate?
No, just a copy, a course from one of the other colleges.
Okay, you will have to wait until eLumen is up and running.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, guys. So if you don't have any further questions, thank you for your participation.
Thank you, Baraki.
Okay, you're welcome.